For those dreaming of becoming British citizens, the journey is often long and complex. Obtaining UK citizenship, also known as naturalisation, requires navigating a series of specific requirements. These requirements often involve demonstrating residency for a certain period, passing the Life in the UK test, and crucially, meeting the good character requirement. The Home Office employs a multifaceted approach to assessing good character, taking into account a variety of factors that extend beyond a simple moral evaluation. Understanding these aspects is vital for anyone hoping to successfully navigate the path to British citizenship. Follow for more updates on UK citizenship rules and tips. The concept of good character might initially appear subjective and open to interpretation. However, the UK Home Office has attempted to establish a clear framework for evaluating this requirement. This framework involves examining an applicant's past conduct, particularly focusing on their criminal record, immigration history, and financial stability. A criminal record can significantly impact an application, with the severity and nature of any offences taken into consideration. Similarly, any previous breaches of immigration rules, such as exceeding visa limitations or working without authorization, can raise concerns about an applicant's suitability for citizenship. Financial stability constitutes another crucial aspect of the good character assessment. The Home Office scrutinizes an applicant's financial history, looking for evidence of responsible financial conduct. Follow for more updates on the UK's new citizenship rules. The good character requirement for UK citizenship has not always been subject to the same criteria or interpretations. Over time, the UK Home Office has adjusted and refined its approach to assessing the suitability of applicants based on their character. In the early days, the focus was primarily on criminal convictions. However, as the UK's immigration system became more complex, the Home Office began to adopt a more comprehensive approach. The current framework takes into account a broader range of factors, moving away from a purely legalistic interpretation of character to encompass a more holistic assessment. Prior to July 2023, the assessment of criminal records in the context of good character followed a more formulaic approach. The Home Office employed a table-based system that linked the severity of an offence to the waiting period before an individual could apply for citizenship. For instance, a custodial sentence of 4 years or more resulted in a permanent bar from applying for British citizenship. This mathematical approach aimed to balance the severity of the offence with the passage of time as an indicator of rehabilitation. Critics argued that it failed to adequately account for the specific circumstances of each case, potentially penalising individuals who had demonstrated genuine remorse and rehabilitation. The limitations of the previous table-based system for assessing criminal records prompted a significant shift in the Home Office's approach. Following July 2023, the emphasis moved towards a more discretionary assessment based on the balance of probabilities. Under this revised framework, the Home Office now places greater emphasis on factors such as the nature and seriousness of the offence, the applicant's age at the time, and any evidence of rehabilitation. This shift aims to ensure that individuals are not unfairly disadvantaged by past mistakes, particularly if they can demonstrate positive changes in their behaviour. However, it also introduces a greater degree of subjectivity into the decision-making process, raising concerns about potential inconsistencies and biases. In addition to changes in assessing criminal records, the post-July 2023 period also witnessed an expansion in the scope of the good character assessment. The Home Office introduced stricter measures for individuals who had entered the UK through unauthorised routes. This new policy reflects a broader trend of tightening immigration controls and deterring irregular migration. Critics argue that it unfairly punishes individuals who may have had no choice but to enter the UK through irregular means, such as refugees fleeing persecution or conflict. The good character assessment hinges significantly on an applicant's criminal history, both within the UK and overseas. The UK Home Office takes a firm stance against criminal behaviour, viewing it as a key indicator of an individual's suitability for citizenship. Serious offences, such as those involving violence, drug trafficking or terrorism, typically result in automatic refusal. Even minor offences, such as driving under the influence or petty theft, can cast a long shadow on an application. The Home Office carefully scrutinises the circumstances surrounding such offences, considering factors such as the applicant's age at the time and any mitigating circumstances. Follow us for more updates on the UK's new citizenship rules and other important information. An applicant's immigration history constitutes another crucial aspect of the good character assessment. The Home Office places great emphasis on compliance with immigration rules, viewing any past breaches as potential red flags. Previous overstaying of a visa, even if for a short period, can raise concerns about an applicant's respect for UK immigration laws. Similarly, any history of working without authorization, even if for a limited time or due to extenuating circumstances, can trigger scrutiny. Follow us for more updates on the UK's new citizenship rules and other important immigration information. Financial stability is key to the good character test. The Home Office wants citizens to be financially self-sufficient. Applicants must show they manage their finances well, without major debt, bankruptcy, or relying on public funds. Bankruptcy suggests poor financial management. High unsecured debt, like credit card debt, is also a concern. The UK Home Office has guidelines for good character, but decisions often depend on the balance of probabilities test. This test lets caseworkers decide if an applicant is likely of good character. It allows flexibility for individual cases, but this can also lead to inconsistent decisions, causing concerns about fairness and transparency. Criminal records, immigration history, and financial stability are important. The balance of probabilities test also considers other factors showing an individual's character. Remorse, rehabilitation, and personal growth can impact the Home Office's decision. Volunteer work, community involvement, and charity work show positive character traits. References from employers, community leaders, or religious figures can also help. Follow for more updates on UK citizenship rules. On July 31st, 2023, the UK's good character rules for citizenship changed significantly. The new rules are stricter, making it harder to meet the good character requirement for British citizenship. Instead of a set formula, officials now use more discretion, focusing on the balance of probabilities test. The Home Office also looks at more factors, including immigration history and unauthorised entry into the UK. In July 2023, new rules were introduced with automatic refusal categories for criminal convictions. If you have a prison sentence of 12 months or more in the UK or abroad, you will be automatically refused. This also applies if you have consecutive sentences adding up to 12 months or more. Persistent offenders who repeatedly break the law will also be automatically refused. Offences causing serious harm will lead to automatic refusal, focusing on public safety and good character. The July 2023 changes made the rules stricter, but the Home Office allows some flexibility in special cases. Caseworkers can use their judgment in certain situations where an applicant might otherwise be automatically rejected. One exception is for people with criminal convictions for actions that aren't crimes in the UK. Another exception is for people in their late 60s or older who have been law-abiding for a long time. There's also an exception for those who committed a single offence when young and have since worked hard to rehabilitate and contribute to their community. In July 2023, a new rule was introduced that almost completely bans citizenship for people who enter the UK through unauthorised routes. This applies no matter how they arrived or what they did after coming to the UK. Starting from February 10, 2025, this rule affects people seeking asylum or protection, who often have no choice but to enter the UK in irregular ways. The Home Office says this rule is to stop illegal migration and protect the UK's immigration system. By removing the chance of citizenship, the government hopes to stop people from using illegal routes and to deter smugglers. But human rights groups and immigration lawyers criticise this rule, saying it unfairly punishes those escaping danger or conflict. They argue it creates a two-tier system, denying citizenship to those who arrive irregularly, even if they have lived in the UK for many years and contributed to society. The long-term effects of this rule are still unknown, but it raises concerns about creating a permanent group of residents without citizenship rights. Critics say it harms integration and social unity by punishing people for things beyond their control. The UK's strict good character rule for citizenship is tough on refugees and asylum seekers. These people often escape danger and arrive in the UK in irregular ways, making them ineligible for citizenship. The unauthorised routes policy, starting in February 2025, stops those who entered irregularly from becoming citizens, no matter their behaviour or contributions. This rule ignores the desperate situations that force refugees to flee, denying them a chance for stability in the UK. Many refugees arrive traumatised and with few resources, struggling to navigate the asylum system and rebuild their lives. The good character rule adds more difficulty, making it hard for them to fully integrate into British society. The stricter good character rules have made many immigrants in the UK feel scared and unsure. Even small things like parking tickets or minor driving offences can make people worry they won't be seen as having good character. This fear can stop people from reporting crimes, getting healthcare, or talking to local authorities. It makes people distrust authorities and hurts community bonds. The balance of probabilities test adds to this fear because it's not clear-cut. Without clear rules, people feel unsure and powerless about their future. This uncertainty can stop people from settling down, investing in their communities, or fully living in the UK. Follow for more updates on UK immigration rules. The good character rule affects more than just individuals. It impacts families and communities deeply. These rules can separate families, with one parent denied citizenship while others get it, creating a split within families. Children suffer the most in these situations, living in homes where parents have different legal statuses. This causes instability and anxiety. Some families might have to leave the UK if a parent is denied citizenship and deported, uprooting their lives and disrupting their children's education. These policies cause immense emotional and financial stress, leading to a sense of injustice. The long-term effects on children can be severe, affecting their education, mental health, and future opportunities. The stricter good character rule has been criticised by human rights groups, immigration lawyers, and community groups. They say the system is unfair and hurts the most vulnerable people. Advocacy groups are fighting these rules, asking for more transparency and fairness, and showing the human impact of these policies. Legal challenges argue that the unauthorised routes policy breaks international law and violates the rights of refugees and asylum seekers. Campaigners want a more compassionate approach to immigration that understands the difficult situations forcing people to leave their countries. They also call for more transparency and accountability in decision-making, especially with the balance of probabilities test. Critics say this test is too subjective and inconsistent, leading to biases and discrimination. They want clearer guidelines, independent oversight, and more accountability for caseworkers to ensure fair and consistent decisions. Follow for more updates on the UK's new citizenship rules. Aisha, a mother of two, fled her war-torn country 5 years ago, seeking asylum in the UK. She arrived in the UK with just the clothes on her back, hoping for a safer future. Over the past 5 years, Aisha has worked hard to rebuild her life. She got a job as a teaching assistant and volunteered at a local charity. Her children are thriving in their new school and have embraced their new home. Despite her efforts, Aisha's path to British citizenship has been blocked. She arrived in the UK through an unauthorised route, which now affects her application. Even with her clean record and hard work, her past entry method overshadows her contributions. The unauthorised route clause labels Aisha as undesirable, ignoring her current character. The Home Office's decision leaves Aisha's future uncertain. Her children, now settled in the UK, face the threat of being uprooted due to this policy. David, a 35-year-old financial analyst from the UK, had a different experience compared to Aisha. David had a minor offence from his university days, but still had an easy path to citizenship. His application was reviewed under the balance of probabilities test. His stable job, good references, and minor offence helped him get a positive result. With legal help and support from his UK upbringing, David showed his past mistake didn't define him. David's case shows the system can consider personal circumstances but also highlights inconsistencies. Aisha, a refugee mother, faces tougher judgment despite her exemplary life in the UK. This shows the complexities and inconsistencies in the good character requirement and its impact on those seeking a new home in the UK. Follow for more updates on the UK's citizenship rules and their impact. The UK's Good Character Rule for Citizenship aims to protect national values and security. However, it has become complex and often controversial. While it seems simple, the rule is actually complicated, with changing interpretations and criteria. It balances objective measures and subjective judgments. The July 2023 changes, focusing on automatic refusal and the balance of probabilities test, have made it harder for applicants, especially those with minor issues. This stricter approach and the unauthorised routes policy have raised concerns about fairness, transparency, and potential discrimination. Stories like Aisha, a refugee mother denied a future, and David, a UK-born professional granted leniency, show the inconsistency and impact on vulnerable people. As the UK defines its identity post-Brexit, the Good Character Rule is a key debate, reflecting broader concerns about immigration and national identity. Getting British citizenship is now harder, requiring not just rule compliance, but also proving good character, which can be difficult. As the UK plans its immigration future, it must ask, will focusing on good character for citizenship compromise compassion, fairness, and the values it aims to protect?